What's up guys, Mixed by Jocelyn here, back with another video of Mixed Up, and today we're talking clippers, and Safari Pedals have brought their own one to the market. It's called the Zebra Clipper. Let's check it out today. Boom! Okay, cool guys, so as I said in the intro, Safari Pedals, I've done a bunch of videos with them before. They make really cool plugins, they make really affordable plugins as well, and they've decided to bring their own version of a clipper to the market. And I have to say, from listening to it, it sounds really, really good as well, and it gives you a bunch of different options when it comes to clipping. So you can see here, this is the interface. As always, they smash it with the interface. It looks beautiful. And what we have here is we have an input and we have an output. So it's basically an input-driven clipper. So the more input you give it, the more clipping you're gonna get. And then the output, obviously, we can balance. I've set this to auto gain. So when we're listening to it today, it's not gonna like give you loads of like volume and then you're gonna be like, oh, it sounds better because it's louder. So no, we've got oversampling again, which I really like. They've started to add this to all of their plugins recently, which is on now. And then this is your metering system, and you can switch this to in or output. We're gonna keep it on input for this video. Then we have the different styles, which is very cool. So we have analog, modern, and round styles. And then we have Mojo, which I believe is sort of like them pulling out even more harmonics. Because if you know how a clipper works, basically it sets a threshold and everything above it, it will clip that signal, which basically gives the perceived loudness of a sound because you're changing the transients and things like that. And it also adds like saturation, which is harmonics, which makes things sound bigger, more full, and sometimes more aggressive. So the Mojo, I believe, is basically adding on to that. It's just boosting that more, a little bit like maybe the Lavery Gold or something like that, probably an emulation of that. And then you've got sub boost here. I mean, it will do what it says on the tin. It's gonna boost up those sub harmonics from the frequency that you're sending into the clipper. And then obviously we've got our bypass, and we have the blend here, which is nice. So we can do like a parallel blend within the clipper. And then as always, it's comes stacked with a bunch of presets for you guys to try out for yourself. 808 ones and kicks and drums and things like that. But we're just gonna play it, listen to how it sounds. I've got it driven quite a lot, and I've got it set up on this drums, on this mix that I've done. Again, the link will be below. It's a tune called Shop. I'll have that link below. It's out now. And yeah, let's have a listen. Without it on. So you can hear straight away on that analog setting already is adding a lot of saturation, a lot of distortion. It seems to be rounding off some of the punch of the kick. So, you would dial that in and work around that. But it's definitely, if you're looking for like a vibe and, that saturated feel, this is already spitting it back. Very nice, and it does sound very good. Let's put the Mojo on and play with it. Okay. Off. On. Everything off. Okay, so harmonics galore. It's really, really saturating. It's super clipping. Let's pull it back and get a bit more of a subtle feel, something that I might actually be using in the mix. Nice, and then I would probably blend it a little bit. Bypass. So there you go, that's nice with a bit of a blend, getting that harmonics, that saturation, that aggression behind the mix, but then I've blended it, still keeping the nice mix that I've created for those drums as well. A perfect example of exactly what I would use this clipper for, and it does sound very, very nice, I will say. Let's turn the blend off and give it a bit more of an exaggerated clip again, and let's turn this sub boost on. Okay, cool. You can definitely hear it sort of like pulling out and rounding and pulling out some of that kick vibe. Obviously, something like this might sound a little bit better if we were using the clipper on the master or the music bus or an 808 or something like that, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But let's just have a quick listen to what it sounds like on the drums with the different styles on. I'll turn the Mojo off so we're just listening to the clipper styles. So that's this analog. Okay, analog is obviously by far the most aggressive and bringing a lot of saturation to it. Modern seems to be dealing a little bit more, trying to bring a bit more sheen, and like it feels like it's adding some stuff up at the top end. And then round feels like more like of just a balance between the two. I have to say though, for what I want to get out of it, I think I like analog the most. It sounds great. And then as I said, I could blend it. But if you just want maybe loudness and that clip feeling like on an 808 or something like that, maybe a modern would be better. Remove the auto gain and see if you can get a bit more like out of your 808 or your kick or whatever you're using it on. But that sounds really good. I'm very, very impressed for how simple the interface is and how affordable the plugin is. I really like it. It's, you know, as I said, I think it's a brilliant clipper. Anyone at any level could get something out of this, whether you're a beginner or an experienced engineer. And definitely in terms of like a stylistic clipper, where you're trying to get a little bit of a vibe out of it, it sounds great. Let's have a listen to it on the master bus, because I like to use clippers on the master bus quite a lot. I'm going to remove it from the drum bus.
Yo, used to link boss man for a quick pick and mix, sales liberal with portions. Never come up on a family of fortunes, but we still bought 3 and sold 4.
Auto gain, and we're going to drive it.
Yo, used to link boss man for a quick pick and mix, sales liberal with portions. Never come up on a family of fortunes, but we still bought 3 and sold 4 of them. Weren't known to pierce man's skin like Morgan, but we stayed on the outside.
So for something like this, the modern is probably going to be too much. The analog, sorry, is probably going to be too much. So let's try the modern.
Yo, you to link boss man for a quick
Take the auto gain off.
With portions. Never come up on a family of fortunes, but we still bought 3 and sold 4 of them. Weren't known to pierce man's skin like Morgan, but we stayed on the outside brawling. Summer's over, I got the ear and I was cooling. Rally so cause I'm on the ball, literally. If you see me running through on the go, then just kick it to me.
Yeah, really pulling out some of them low mids. You can hear it straight away.
Yo, you to link boss man
and
for
then
a
the
quick
sub
pick and
boost.
mix, sales liberal with portions. Never come up on a family of fortunes, but we still bought 3 and sold 4 of them. Weren't known to pierce man's skin like Morgan, but we stayed on the
Yeah, bringing it out, rounding it off. So aggressive, definitely. Not something that maybe I would use, but let's try and like get a blend, a usable blend of what I think would sound nice. So I would probably dial in a blend on the blend thing. How many times am I going to say blend? Turn this down a bit.
Link boss man for a quick pick and mix, sales liberal with portions. Never come up on a family of fortunes, but we still
Lower this
bought 3 and sold
mojo.
4 of them. Weren't known to
Give it a
pierce
little
man's
bit of
skin like
mojo.
Morgan, but we stayed on the outside brawling. Summer's over, I got the ear and I was cooling. Rally so cause I'm on the ball, literally. If you see me running through on the go, then just kick it to me. Rainbow flick energy, the way I finish beats ever so heavily. Mad brothers moving with, don't need your jealousy. And this baddie keep on calling my phone, but I told her I'm paving my own legacy. Ain't got the time, so I freeball the G's. Ease, all of my P-E-eeps. Young one.
There you go. So running it in parallel, having a little bit of that sub boost, a little bit of that mojo in there. It's just adding a bit of aggression if that's what you want to get out of your sound, and bring a bit of warmth to it.
Link boss man for a quick pick and mix, sales liberal with portions. Never come up on a family of fortunes, but we still bought 3 and sold 4 of them. Weren't known to pierce man's.
Sounds very good to me. In terms of it being on the master, I have to do a little bit more tweaking to it, and I have a lot of plugins that I like to use on the master. Like, to me, Gold Clip is like a brilliant plugin, and other things like that. But in terms of like maybe more creative clipping and being a little bit and bringing more of a vibe to it, you know, this is a very good place to start. It sounds like a great plugin. I love the Mojo, which again, I believe is, you know, they might tell me off for saying it, but it feels like Lavery Gold sort of emulation kind of thing going on there, pulling out harmonics. Sub boost sounds great. As I said right now, because I would use this more as like a stylistic thing, analog is my favorite. and boosting. Use of oversamples, great. Everything sounds good. So in terms of like a clipper, I would definitely suggest this if you're a producer or whatever it is, and you know you want to like get a vibe going and get. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about the Zebra clipper, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. The clipper will be linked below as well, so if you fancy copying it or trying it out, you can hit that link. And as well, if you guys fancied checking out some of my templates, like my recording template or my mix template, hit the link below. It's a full template. It's what I use for my recording and my mixing. They're very cheap. They're at $9.99 and $19.99, and it's a great way of improving your mixes and your recording and supporting me and this channel. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Safe. Boom.